And on referee Lisa Ben's whistle, the players, match officials and coaching staff all take a knee. Manchester United get us underway. They have never won away at Manchester City in the WSL. 1 draw and 4 defeats for them so far. Now here's an early opening for them. No! Well, it broke for Turland, who certainly knows where the back of the net is, but she was unable to produce the finish inside the opening 20 seconds. What a start this would have been for Mark Skinner's side. They worked it across really nicely, and then it was a very loose ball from Fowler that gave it away, and she is mightily relieved that Turland was off target with the finish. Let off for the home side early on. Here's Keating. Oh, again, another errant pass. This time it's gone straight to Janssen. And here's Ella Toon. Well, the flag was up for offside. Ella Toon, who has not been firing in the WSL, found herself in a useful area. And she was just half a yard offside as she hunts for her first goal for Manchester United in the WSL this season. Has scored in cup competitions, but last WSL goal involvement was when she scored as a sub at Leicester back in April. So a good start from Manchester United. Manchester City haven't been able to leave their own half thus far. Here's Jess Park. Back by Fujino. Just look a little unsure of themselves in the early exchanges, Manchester City here. Park hassled and harried and fouled eventually by Gabby George. Gabby George has now started 9 WSL games in a row. It's her best run since April of 2023, when she was on the books of Everton, committing the foul there. Again, they opt to go short. Shackled and hassled by Miyazawa. Miedemar now with the miscontrol, and again Manchester United could be in business. Poked on by Turland, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Well, Mark Skinner will be delighted with the way that his team have started this game. They have been on the front foot, they have been a better team. They will do well to get past Chiara Keating, though, given her record between the sticks for Manchester City so far this term. Here is Keating again. 3 clean sheets in 4 WSL starts this season. Only the 2 goals that she's let in, the 20-year-old. Fujino looking for the give and go and getting it as well. Arbar Fujino on the move here. Now, was she fouled by George? Referee doesn't think so. George has lost the ball anyway. First time that the home fans have been on their feet so far. Alexandri. Fujino. Janssen was outmuscled and outmaneuvered. Fujino into the feet of Miedemar. Here's Park. Just lost her way. Toon, very cool under pressure. That's a useful pass as well. Galton's after it. but Alexandria has tidied up nicely. Alexandria in possession. She's made the most clearances for Manchester City in the WSL so far this term. Keating trying to get this one clear, and it was a bit of a risky ball. Miedemar's there. Kasparai blocked off by Janssen. Galton takes it out of play. Well, they went into the winter break 6 points ahead of Manchester City, did Chelsea. The biggest gap between the top two at the winter break since the WSL reverted to a winter season ahead of 17 to 18, and Chelsea extending that gap after their big victory earlier on today. No margin for error for Manchester City if they're to remain in the conversation. Tissia. Here's Millie Turner. Letizia. Miyazawa. It's a little bit too telegraphed. And Miedemar allowed to turn and pick out Fugino, but the pass just slightly overhit. Manchester City coming into it. Wahabi. Fowler. Wahabi. Fowler. Shut off by Riviere. Miyazawa. Riviere. They've worked that out nicely from the back. No free kick. Not to say that Manchester City have had the upper hand in the WSL encounters between the two clubs would be a bit of an understatement. 5 wins and 3 draws, just the one Manchester United success, which was at home for United in May of 2023. He knows how big the task is for his side this evening, but also knows just what a statement it would be if they could emerge victorious. And they play Manchester City, albeit after the winter break, in a period where they have had a couple of upsets. They've lost 2 of their last 3 in the division. Not after City had only lost 1 of the 23 before that. Park. Fugino. Park again. Ping forwards by Kasparai, and Fugino's made something of it, but has then taken it out of play as well. Two Champions League goals for Alba Fugino so far, but yet to score in the WSL. That was well won by Jill Rawdon, then given away cheaply by the Dutch international, and then Ella Toon has smacked that straight into Lisa Ben and is unhappy because she feels that was a pretty decent pass that was going to set Jade Riviere away. Turner. Letizia. First touch for Tullis Joyce so far, and it wasn't a great clearance from her. Park was offside, which is a bit of a let-off for the Manchester United keeper there. Not a great moment for Fallon Tullis Joyce, who does have the best save ratio and expected goals prevented in the WSL this season. And in her Manchester United career, she's kept 12 clean sheets in 17 games, which is a pretty impressive return. Nudged on by Miedemar, but Fowler won't get anywhere near that. Mopped up by Letizia. Here is Tullis Joyce back to the England international. Manchester United have only conceded 3 goals in their first 10 WSL games. It's the best return at this stage of a season, behind Manchester City, who managed to shut out even fewer in the 15-16 season. Plenty of goals and entertainment in the WSL so far this afternoon, but perhaps a somewhat cagey start to the biggest game of the weekend round of fixtures. Saw 2 of the top 4 in action earlier on today. Arsenal moved into second with a 5-0 victory over promoted Crystal Palace, while champions Chelsea were also big winners by the same 5-0 scoreline at West Ham, which stretched their lead to 7 points ahead of Arsenal. City win a must if they want to return to second spot. Manchester United would move up to third and above City in the table if they can take all 3 points. No Chloe Kelly in the Manchester City squad today. There has been a lot of talk that Manchester United are looking to take her on loan during the window. Here's Galton, who has got through here and has then skewed the shot wide. Well, she did brilliantly to carve out the space, because she absolutely did Hasegawa here. Too powerful, too pacey, but then too far wide with the finish. Looked as though she'd done the hard work by bursting into the box, but then a bit of a rush of blood to the head as she let fly from close range, and it's a let off for the home team. Here they come again, and here's Ella Toone! Manchester United in front, and Ella Toone has her first WSL goal since April, and it just happens to come in the derby. Well, it's been a long way for her to celebrate a goal in the WSL once again. But if she was going to pick a fixture to do it in, this is it. Again, Manchester City, their own worst enemies here. Keating's clearance didn't get enough on it, and then the poke through the middle set Toone away. Got a little scoop on its way through from the boot of Turland, who was initially going for it. That turned into the perfect pass for Ella Toone, and it was a perfect finish from the England international as well. Not what Turland intended, that touch. Tuno was alert and clinical when she got through. And it's Manchester City 0, Manchester United 1. It's been a bit of an out of sorts start to the game from Gareth Taylor's team. And they've given the ball away ever so cheaply once again there. Ouahabi. And she's chopped down, and that will give Manchester City a chance for some respite and relief after a bit of a wretched start to proceedings for his players. I'm just going back to that Chloe Kelly chat when Gareth Taylor was asked pre-match about her absence. He said that it was down to an injury, an ankle problem that she picked up during training. Alana Kennedy not involved as well, and it's also potentially down to a move away from the club. Riviere. Cleared by Alexandri, but it's coming back at Manchester City, although the flag is up, which will just stunt that attack. There's a view in some quarters that Manchester United have gone under the radar a bit. They certainly haven't in this game. 4 shots, 1 on target. Manchester City yet to conjure a single attempt on goal. And United doing that with less than 30% of possession. Turland. As we were saying earlier, we know just how difficult Manchester United are to score against. And they're looking for another goal of their own here. Keating was quickly off her line to come out and make the claim, though. Keating. And again, they might be in business here. Bizet's cross. Oh, and Keating had to readjust really well because it got a touch of Kasparov on its way through. Turland arriving at just the right time. She got pretty decent contact on it. It was certainly goal bound. And the touch from Kasparov took the sting out of it. Might have still been awkward for a keeper, but she readjusted really well. Fowler. Rare Manchester City foray forwards. Toon. City did concede once in both of the derbies last season. They won both of them by 3-1. Can't see a similar outcome this time around based on what we've witnessed so far. Disappointment for Manchester City going into the winter break with that shock defeat to Everton. So while they're looking to raise morale, they are still missing so many key players as well. Bizet's ball in is too far in front of Toon, but no chances taken at the back by Kasparov. It will be a Manchester United corner as a result. having so much joy down that side at the moment, United. Three assists in the WSL this season for Celine Bizet. Only the currently injured Manchester City midfielder Lauren Hemp has made more. It's a useful ball in from her, which has helped win this corner. She's into a good area. Keating didn't get there. It's in. City fall 2 down early on. Leah Galton swivelling and striking and rewarding a terrific opening 20 minutes for the visitors. Well, big worries for Gareth Taylor now. Galton with her third goal in the WSL this season. A predatory finish from close range. But Keating won't want to see this one again. Having come there, she's got to do better. Galton, quickest to react. And from that kind of range, she was not going to make a mistake. Well, they were hoping for offside there for a second, Manchester City. But it clearly comes off a City player, I think. And Galton is there to gobble up the rebound. Joy unconfined for Manchester United. And is this the day that they finally win away against City in the WSL? Having another look at it here. The first touch is off a City player, but I think the next one was off a Manchester United boot, which would have meant that Galton was offside, but no VAR, of course. So she won't need to worry about it being taken off her. Galton, who has 3 goals in 6 league starts now for Manchester United. Well, they've got it all to do now, have Manchester City 2 down, and United might feel that they should be even further ahead. Fowler. Here's Bizet. Fowler's there. Miedemar, good strength. Miedemar looking for some support, gets it from Park. Fowler. That should be dealt with by Turner. It's more up than out. Fowler trying to ensure that City gets something from it, but Rivier's done really well. Haven't been able to get their midfield into the game so far, City. Roared, Hasakawa, Park starved of the ball. And when they're knocking it around inside their own half, look how quickly the red shirts are swarming around them. Keating's beaten the press there to pop it out to Uahabi. Fowler. Riviere for company. Fowler inside of her, but Riviere recovers. Still waiting for the first City attempt on target. Both of Manchester United's attempts on target have ended up in the net. Kasparov. Alexandru. Park's ball won't reach Miedemar. Park has it back again though. Bundled out of play by Galton. Manchester City needing a minimum of 2 goals to get something out of this game, and Manchester United have only let in 3 in the league all season, which shows you the size of the task ahead. Back to Keating. Feels a bit flat at the Etihad so far, which is understandable, and Keating has lost it. Turland. Well, it's another pretty dozy piece of play at the back from Manchester City. They've got away with this one, but they keep on asking for trouble. Inside the opening minute of the game, they got lucky with a similar passage of play. This the latest in a string of errors. And Keating, who was arguably at fault for Manchester United's second goal, almost gifting a third to the away side there. Sloppy from his side with half an hour almost on the clock now. Kasparov. United have just been stronger and quicker and snappier in the challenge, exemplified by that one from Gabby George. Park. Janssen shackling her, so shunted back to Kanak, who's got it forwards now. This is Hasegawa. That's what they want to see more of. Hasegawa to Miedemar, and Viviana Miedemar just lost it. Fujino has it and doesn't quite have the angle on the curler. First moment of note down in that Manchester United penalty area, and Aba Fujino with the strike. Nice idea, but she still waits for her first WSL goal. Has grabbed a couple in the Champions League for them already since her arrival at the club. Well, you can keep up with the latest news, fixtures and ticket information from the WSL by signing up to the Word on Women's Football. Click at the link on the top of the YouTube description to sign up, where you're also going to get behind-the-scenes content, exclusive competitions and the chance to vote in the Barclays monthly awards as well. Park. Now that's very loose. Riviere, not a great pass from her either. Alexandri's there. Half an hour on the clock. Manchester City trying to get a foothold in the game, but they have been all over the shop up until now. Riviere again. Another example of United just being first to every loose ball. Hasegawa. Yui Hasegawa. Wahabi. Fowler. This is better. Miedemar, what an awful touch by her standards. Sliding in was Fowler. Galton. Might break here for Ella Toon. Tidied up by Fujino. Kasparov forced to retreat. Alexandri. Gilroyd. Knack. Hasegawa. Toon snapping at her. Hasegawa into the feet of Uahabi. Knack. Fowler. Miedemar. Used Fowler by not using her, and now it is Mary Fowler. And Tallis Joyce always confident that that was going wide from Mary Fowler, but perhaps just a glimmer of a sign of life from the hosts. Had her best scoring season for Manchester City last season. 6 she netted, 4 in the WSL. Has found the net in both of her last 2 matches in the division. First time that she's scored in back-to-back WSL games. Hasegawa. Back it goes from Alexandri. Keating. Still trying to play her passes. That one doesn't reach the target of Fowler. Riviere, that's very useful. Bizet's ball in. Turland has committed a foul. We'll see what she thinks of it. You'd have got pretty long odds on Manchester United having scored twice at the Etihad, and Elizabeth Turland not being amongst the scorers. 17 she's netted since the start of last season in the WSL. Off Riviere, but Knack has to have the final touch to send it out. Oh, it's given away. Turland should have been 3. Another wretched pass out from the back presents Manchester United with a golden chance, and this might have killed off the game if Turland had kept her cool. That's exactly what you'd expect her to do from there. But she lifted it well over the bar. A massive miss. And just how big a moment might that turn out to be? And they're still going for this. Oh my word! It's in from Ella Toone again. It has been coming. A Manchester City error of massive proportions allows Ella Toone to slot home a massive goal for the visitors. What on earth is happening to Manchester City today? United 3 up at the Etihad, and it could easily have been more. Ella Toone, who'd never scored against United's big rivals until today, has 2, the second of which was absolutely gift-wrapped. Again, there's just a question about the offside. Did it come off a City boot last? Was Toone even on offside position? I think it was played back by Uahabi in any event. And Toone did the rest with the minimum of fuss. She turned and almost couldn't believe how easy it was. But his team are making this look like child's play. Manchester City 0, Manchester United 3. Just to ram home the size of the task for Manchester City, who are trailing by 3. Manchester United have only let in 3 all season in the league. Not been a great evening for her. You do wonder how much of an impact the absence of Alex Greenwood in that back line is for Manchester City. She brings so much experience. They looked vulnerable against Everton, and they've looked extremely vulnerable this evening as well. They are a different beast at the back when they have her leadership in there. Kanaka's got to that. Although this is Janssen. Why not? Tails are up, that's for sure, for Manchester United. What on earth is he going to say at the break? Keating this time opts to pump it long, and it's turned into a useful pass. Galton. Alexandri guides it home. Keating. Miedemar. Fucino. Corner. Manchester City's first of the game. Gone short with the corner. Hasegawa. Fowler. Neatly done. Park. They're queuing up in there. Miedemar. And again, oh, they've got in each other's way. Half a chance for them to get one back before the break. Fowler. That's a useful ball in! And there's Viviana Miedemar to reduce the deficit. My oh my, how Manchester City needed that. For the first time this evening, the home supporters have something to cheer. Excellent work from Fowler on the flank, and she bent it into such a good area. Tullis-Joyce retreated. She knew she couldn't come for it, and it was into the perfect area for Miedema to get her head to it. Scored on her return from a knee injury as a sub in the FA Cup against Ipswich, and has now netted in the WSL to perhaps spark Manchester City into life in the derby. Keating with safe hands there. That might just put a bit of a different complexion on the half-time team talks. No surprise that that goal came about with City actually popping the ball around a bit quicker. Usually they've been a bit too laboured, and United have been able to get bodies across and onto them quickly. The short corner and Fowler's quick thinking and quick delivery helped to unlock that back line. Only the fourth goal that United have conceded in the league all season. Fujino. Another City goal before the break, and it would feel very, very different. Roord. Miedema. Fowler. Riviere trying to block her off, and she does so at the expense of a throw. Jill Roord. Both games last season finished 3-1, but those two results were in favour of Manchester City. United leading by that scoreline with half-time on the horizon. It's just a bit too overhit for Park. Galton. Uahabi. City galvanised by that goal. Uahabi on here for Fowler. Miedema makes her way into the middle. Is it going to be the same combination again? No, because Fowler couldn't get the cross in. But here is Viviana Miedema! Tullis-Joyce skipped across and got her body behind it. Loose from Manchester United defensively. That's been a recurring theme for the home side up until now. Miedema unable to punish that slack piece of play from the Reds, though. Here they come again. Roord. Fujino. Kasparai. I just wonder if Jill Roord should have gone the other way to Miedema. Looked as though she had a bit more room and the angle was a bit more favourable for the Dutch forwards rather than going to Fujino on the right. First half that has absolutely zipped by, and we're into the final 30 seconds of. Uahabi. Fowler. Bit too telegraphed. Alexandri's in quickly. Uahabi now. Wait to see what the fourth official, Cheryl Foster, has on her board in terms of additional time at the end of this half. Park. Fujino. Fujino again. 3 in blue in there. Oh, it could have been another, and perhaps should have been another. Fujino lifted it in so delicately here, and there's real frustration that it didn't convert into a second City goal. But it's been a spirited response after falling 3-0 down. Park. Well, Manchester City, having been desperate for the interval arrive, given what disarray they're in, perhaps don't want the whistle to come now, given that they're building up a bit of a head of steam for the first time in the game. Miedema. And again, it's deflected. And they exchange passes here nicely, and Miedema had a little crack at goal. And it got a big deflection on its way behind. So City corner with a couple of minutes of additional time left. Fowler. And the header is in! They've got another! And what a moment for her! A first league start, and Rebecca Knack has managed to slot away her first WSL goal. Talk about a turnaround. Well, she peeled backwards and then generated a superb amount of power on the header. Brilliant stuff from the January signing. And what a game to get your first City goal in. Back across and beyond Tullis Joyce and in. The United keeper had come all the way to her right and then couldn't get back to her left. And from out of nowhere, and looking like the game was going nowhere for them, City are back within a goal. And he made her City debut in the FA Cup against Ipswich last weekend, did Rebecca Knack. It's a free kick. Not sure City will have time to do much with it. Football 8. Looked as though it was going to be a desperately tough half-time team talk for him, and now they will have real hope that they can still get something out of this. Might even get level before the break. Miedema. Here's Toon. And breathe. Manchester City thought that they might be down and out. Ella Toon with 2 goals for United. Galton with 1 sandwich between that Toon double. Keating at fault for a couple of them, but Viviana Miedemar's fine header and a first ever City goal from Rebecca Kanak has got them back in the equation. Half-time at the Etihad. Manchester City 2, Manchester United 3. So Manchester City get the second half underway. And Keating could be in trouble here. Ella Toone chasing, and Ella Toone scoring! A hat-trick for Toone! Another nightmare at the back for City! And United are in dreamland in the derby! It has been a horror show for the City keeper. Yet another City calamity that United are there to pounce on. They got away with on right at the start of the game. They haven't right at the start of the second half. Keating with a heavy touch. Her clearance was blocked. Toone was after it. Toone got there, and although Keating got a piece of it, not enough to keep the ball out. 3 really bad errors from City's keeper, and they have all been punished by United. Toone anticipated ever so well, knew that there was a chance for her to get in on it, and immediately she signalled the number 3. Never scored in the derby before, and she now has a hat-trick at the Etihad. And consolation for Keating from her teammates, but it will not help her emotions that much at all. But we wondered if it was going to be as action-packed as the first period, and maybe we've had our answer. City take some heart from the fact that they've scored twice already. They managed to breach the United backline more times in the first half, or just as many times in the first half as City, as United had conceded all season up until then. Letitia. Riviere. Well, what must be going through her head at the moment? It'll be tricky to try and stay focused, and she came into this game with such an impressive number of statistics alongside her, with 3 clean sheets and 4 WSL starts. Here is Fowler meanwhile for City. Fowler lays it off, Roord lets it run, Roord again now, blocked by Turner. Roord finds Miedemar, who can't find any room. Uahabi. Roord. Miedemar. Not the right angle on the pass. Gabby George doesn't get it very far clear. Knack onto it. Roord. Knack. Fowler. Hasegawa back for Kanak. Cross it goes from Alexandri. Now Kasparai. George has flattened her there, and it's going to be the first yellow of the derby. Keating gets the pantomime noises from the Manchester United supporters. Another goal-laden day for United. They came into this having scored 17 in their last 4 games, after netting just 15 in their opening 10. And they've been assisted and aided by some of the defending on show today, that's for sure, but have looked a massive goal threat again. Ficino. Hasegawa. Good run, this. Broad. Ficino stood it up well. Oh, Miedemar was in there but didn't get a clean contact on it. Could easily have been 4-3. Oh, it was stood up well. Miedemar came off her shoulder in the end. Broad. The feeling she's growing a bit more in influence as the game goes on, and City start to actually use that midfield area a bit more. Oh, that's a loose pass yet again, rinse and repeat in terms of City being guilty of that. Bizet's ball didn't have enough oomph on it either, though. Fowler. From Wahhabi, here is Kanak, German defender who was drafted in from the Swedish champions Rosengard on New Year's Day, the first City signing in the January transfer window. Fowler, good carry, she was tripped, advantage is played, but there is none to be gained, so I think that it's pulled back for the earlier infringement. Kanak. Laid off neatly by Miedemar. Here's Park. Miedemar. Roared, worked out here for Fowler. Clipped it invitingly. And muscled away by Janssen. Carlton kept it in. Back from Alexandri. Again, the United fans behind Keating's goal giving her a bit of chip. Fowler. Well, she's outnumbered here and can't find a way past Celine Pizet. Knack. Alexandri. It's a really good dart forwards. It's well tracked back by Gabby George, though, who had to get that right. Well, Fugino with the surge down that right flank. It's set to be a third defeat in 4 WSL matches for Manchester City, having only been beaten once in the 23 before that. Be some drop-off, wouldn't it? And there might be some asking questions of Gareth Taylor. Still over half an hour left to play. And we know that City have plenty going forwards. Here's Roord, and her and Miedemar not quite on the same page. Knack. Back from Uahabi. Beautifully done that by Hasegawa. Not a bad pass either, but Roord not quick enough to get there ahead of Jade Riviere. Won all of their 5 home games this season in the WSL. Manchester City with 4 clean sheets in there and just 1 conceded, all told. 4 let in here at the Etihad today, and it could easily have been more. Miedemar's touch was a bit too tender and allowed Millie Turner to step in, but City have turned it over, and here goes Park. Still Jess Park. Miedemar couldn't get the shot away. Fowler does, but Talis Joyce is behind it well. Just a reminder that Manchester City aren't out of this yet. Defending has been abysmal at times, but still show their ability in attack. Kasparov. Fugino fancies her chances against Gabby George and has got it in nicely. Roord! That's another big-headed opportunity that Jill Roord's not been able to make the most of. Terrific work flying down that right from Fugino. Couldn't have done any better with the cross either. Roord had a good look at it, had a good run at it, but didn't get her angles right. tangle there between Turland and Kanak, and the whistle has eventually gone the way of the Manchester United forward. Felt for an age as though Lisa Penn was going to allow play to go on there as they got themselves into a bit of a tryst. Mark Skinner has only won 2 of his 9 previous games against Manchester City as Manchester United head coach. 5 defeats in that period. Both wins for United against City have been by 2-1 scorelines at home, 1 in the League Cup, 1 in the league. Looks as though he's thinking about some changes here to try and shore things up. Harvey's throw into Jill Roord. He turned into trouble, and that allowed Miyazawa to step in. Toon on the carry. Toon's ball is a beauty! And over goes Galton, but the flag is already up for offside. And it's the right call. Galton going a touch too early. Would have been interesting to see what the decision would have been for the challenge by Kanak had she not been in an offside position. Swung forwards and chased by Bissett, who's taken it out of play. So a double change then for Manchester United is on the way. Turner. Tullis Joyce. She's taking her time getting it forwards from the back. She does find a teammate in the shape of Turland, who gives it back to Toon, who gives it away. Kanak. Won well by Miyazawa. That's a useful ball. Toon, not quite. Coming away as far as Bissett. Tickle back for Miyazawa. Launched by Turner. Riviere's quick, but not quite that quick. Well, given the high energy approach that Manchester United have taken to this game, perhaps no surprise to see changes made just past the hour by Mark Skinner. Elizabeth Turland hasn't got a goal of her own, but she's certainly had a big part to play, and Melvin Mallard will be her replacement. Gabby George the other to depart, and it'll be Anna Sandberg on for her. Bissett back for Riviere, and Keating gets a bit fortunate, didn't catch it cleanly first time around. Well, Harvey back for Keating, and again the crowd on her back. Mallow with the shove, but that's too strong for that. Jill Roord. Miyazawa on her shoulder. Park. Get the sense that it's not game over just yet. Hasegawa. Fowler. Fowler's cross is blocked by Riviere. Fowler will take. Quarter of the game to go. Well, I'm not sure what she was trying there, and she's very lucky that she'll get a second bite of the cherry. Tizier sent it behind for another. In from Fowler, that's better. And it was dealt with initially, and Miedema couldn't guide it goalwards. Well, the first corner that Fowler sent in was completely wretched. This one was into such a testing area to deal with. Tullis Joyce did initially, and then as she was readjusting, watch the header back in from Alexandri almost be met by Miedema. Mallow was back there helping out her back line. Has sent that straight out. Well, I guess there's no legislating for the individual errors that he's seen from his side. He will have to address a few tough questions come full time. Tizier safely home to her keeper, and Tullis Joyce gets it clear. Now Miedema, that's well hit, and it's well fielded as well by Tullis Joyce. Plenty of meat in that effort from Miedema after United were guilty of almost self-destructing there. 20 minutes is more than enough time when you've got players like that in your side. Held long by Jade Riviere. Miedema scrapping for it and losing out, and Park quickly onto Fugino. Oh, there is Kasparai from the back. She's been blocked off, and Tunis tried to release Malar. Malar's actually been more effective from the bench, and she has as a starter. 3 goals in 12 starts and 4 in 13 substitute appearances for the forward. Malar closing down here. Alexandri calmly into Rebecca Kanak. Oh, got a bit fortunate there that the pass from Miyazawa was overhit. Wahabi. Park. Alexandri. Final 20 minutes of the derby. Miedemar, excellent hold-up play, but also very good defending from Millie Turner. Letizia. Riviere. It's easy for Kanak to deal with. Asagawa. Room here for Park. Bizet trying to put her off, but Park maintains possession. Miedemar, Park. Gino, who's grown in influence as the game has gone on, has managed to engineer a corner here for Manchester City. Vivian Miedemar was making Lisa Ben aware of the close personal attention she was getting from Melvin Malar. And the referee has a word with the pair. Fowler's corner. Not fully away, and then safely into the midst of Tullis Joyce. Best save ratio in the WSL this season, and I don't think that the 28-year-old has done too much wrong today. Might feel that she could perhaps have kept out Rebecca Kanak's header, which came from a long way out, but that aside, pretty much faultless. Asagawa. Bound forwards, but too far in front of Fujino. Wahabi. Not sure if she meant to let that run roared. It was a useful idea in the end because Miedemar got there, but now Manchester United have turned it over and Toon has worked it out for Celine Bizet. Bizet bit off a bit more than she could chew, and now Manchester City quickly forwards. Miedemar, Turner in front of her. Miedemar looking for the space, roared, and now it's Fowler. Kasparai. Oh, very important block. Final 15 minutes. Manchester City searching for a goal that would give them hope. Miedemar. She might have had her shirt pulled. Play goes on. Here's Hasegawa. It's open up here. Hasegawa was looking for Miedemar. Roared. Good defending by Janssen. Fowler. Useful ball, but Miedemar's header is miles off target. It's going to be a first Manchester City switch of the piece. And it is Viviana Miedemar who, to some cheers from the crowd, is going off, and Laura Blinkiller is going to come on for her. And Ella Toon will declare on 3 goals. The hat-trick hero is going off. So Grace Clinton, who dropped out of the side in place of Ella Toon, comes on, and Laura Blinkiller, who started the last league game but had to make do with a place amongst the substitutes to start off with this evening, is on for Manchester City now. Blinkiller. It's a good turn and go by Fowler. Now, where's the support? Park. Jill Roard, good feet, good ball, Fowler, oh, what a save! Terrific from Tullis Joyce to keep Manchester United's 2-goal lead intact. Neatly constructed this by City. Roard did wonderfully well. Fowler improvised to get it goalwards. It's heading in until it gets a big hand from Fallon Tullis Joyce, who deserves a big hand from her defence for dealing with it like that. Back from Roard. Well, they scored twice in quick succession at the end of the first half, so they'll believe that they can still get something out of this game. 20 shots to 10 in Manchester City's favour, 8 on target to Manchester United's 5, and they've had 75% possession, but the important stat is at the top left of the screen. And a bit of a contrast between the two goalkeepers' afternoons and evenings as well. Keating. It's another misplaced pass. Galton. Kasparine nicks it off her at the expense of a throw. Manchester United have negotiated their way to the last 10 minutes of the 90 with that 2-goal cushion that they grabbed at the start of the second period, still intact, and the finishing line now in sight. Sandberg's throw. Riviere. Here's Yui Hasegawa. Is there still a grandstand finish in the derby? Well, Grace Clinton hasn't taken long to pick up a yellow, the substitute. Looking for the tug back there. The evergreen Rachel Williams is about to come on for yet another substitute appearance. Record holder for sub appearances in the WSL. This will be number 64. Fujino. Hasegawa. Fowler. Not enough on the pass. Mallard lobbying for the throw to go United's way, but it's a Manchester City ball. Banged long by Keating, but not long enough. Letizia there. Roared. Fujino, who's swapped to this left side now. Fujino away from Letizia. Mallard stretching, got there first and then goes to ground. Just a tangle, no free kick. So it's Hasegawa for Manchester City, who starting to look a little bit desperate. Riviere. Hasegawa caught in possession. Knack. Sent long by Keating, picked up by Roard. Park and Killer Brown had made the overlap. That will give the opportunity for the sub to be made. Both making late changes here. Rachel Williams gets set to come on. And it's Celine Bizet to depart. Jess Park is going to be withdrawn for Manchester City meanwhile. And it is Lily Murphy to come on. All of Murphy's WSL appearances have been from the bench. For the 18-year-old forward. Good start in the FA Cup win against Ipswich last weekend. Linkilla Brown. Hacked away by Sandberg. Manchester United prepared to just sit in and see it out now. And just a reminder that for the latest news, fixtures and ticket information, make sure you sign up to the Word on Women's Football. You can click the link at the top of the YouTube description to sign up. There's also behind-the-scenes content, exclusive competitions, and you get the chance to vote in the Barclays monthly awards as well. Keating, that's almost a good pass to find Roord. Tizier was anticipating well, and the finish line is now in sight for Manchester United. He was hoping for his 73rd WSL win, which would move him into outright second for most victories in the division as a head coach. Emma Hayes has 151, Nick Cushing on 72, but he's going to remain on 72. Murphy kept it in and powers into the area here. Murphy's cut back, what a deflection, and it's behind from Turner. Good burst of pace from the teenager there, though. Scored on her first senior start and was named the player of the match in the Champions League win against St Polton in December. And did get a start in the FA Cup last weekend, as I was saying, trying to make a quick splash from the bench in the late stages of the Manchester derby, and she's helped to force this corner. Fowler fizzes it in, and a cross from Kanak doesn't reach anyone in blue. .90 seconds of the 90 minutes left to play. Feel that United have weathered the City storm that threatened to be brewing when they started to carve out a few chances in quick succession. Be 4 wins from 5 in the league for United if they do see this out, and 3 defeats in 4 for Manchester City. Certainly sitting the more comfortable, and his team would be sitting above Manchester City in the table. They would move on to 24 points. Manchester City remaining on 22. Be enough to move United level with Arsenal on points and behind the London club on goal difference alone. Of course, Chelsea still very much ruling the roost at the summit. Next up for Manchester United is a League Cup outing against Manchester City, and have a home game against Brighton. They travel to Spurs before facing Wolves in the FA Cup. Palace and Leicester, the bottom two, to come in the league after that. So it's a pretty decent run of fixtures for them after these back-to-back matches against their neighbours. 6 additional minutes, which might just give the faintest flicker of hope for those of a blue persuasion. Still going is Murphy here. She's got the crowd on their feet. She needs to try and keep hers. Asagawa. Good ball, and Kanak might have had another had Letizia not been in just the right spot to make a terrific block. Body on the line here from the Manchester United defender. In from Fowler, cleared by Letizia. Riviere. Here is Clinton. Chance to really put the icing on the cake here. It's Clinton! Sandberg. United happy to just keep it down by the corner, you'd have thought, and they've got the throw. After the midweek League Cup game, Manchester City have a trip to Villa, followed by a visit from Arsenal. So a couple of tough games coming up in fairly quick succession for them. Wait to find out whether it's Leicester or Stoke that they'll be playing in the next round of the FA Cup. It's a good ball in. Williams was waiting. Knack got there first. It's been a good debut in the WSL for Rebecca Knack. Scored a goal as well, but set to finish on the losing side. This is Riviere. Ambitious and out of play. All smiles on the Manchester United bench, and especially for Ella Toone, the lifelong United fan who hadn't scored in a Manchester derby before, but has got a hat-trick today and did so from just 3 shots in the game. Williams scrapping for it. Clinton to put the icing on the cake here. It's a corner, and that will pretty much get Manchester United over the line. But they would have loved it if they could have finished with a flourish here. Fancy footwork to get herself into a good area, but not a good effort at the end of it. We want 5 is the call from the away fans. It'll certainly taste sweet for him in a minute or so. Williams. United going through the motions now. And walloped out by Miyazawa. Through here for Mala, for number 5, and Keating redeems herself somewhat, although the flag was already up. Fujino. Uahabi. Fujino again, who's been impressive. Here's Uahabi, corner. On we go, almost into the 8th minute of added on time. Only 6 were initially signalled. Simply read, Manchester United take the derby bragging rights and win away at City in the WSL for the very first time. It's only their 2nd ever victory against them in the WSL, full stop. Ella Toone, the hero, with her hat-trick. United certainly deserving of the win, given a helping hand and then some by some wretched Manchester City defending. Gareth Taylor's team have now lost 3 of their last 4, and Mark Skinner's side move above them in the table into 3rd. Full time at the Etihad, Manchester City 2, Manchester United 4.